What's up everyone, I am of course the Joker and I'm back from being sick and ready to give you guys some Yu-Gi-Oh content videos. And to start off, I thought to give you guys a new Trickstar deck profile because of the ban list. This deck did not get hit, in fact it actually improved because we got Monster Reborn and we got Solemn Judgment. So I went back, revisited this deck, and I just wanted to give you guys the update because this is one of my newer favorite decks. And every time something changes with my favorite decks, which is, if you didn't already know, Trickstars and Toons, I'm going to be giving you guys the update because those are the two decks I really do want to be known for at the end of the day, and I really hope you guys do like it when I give you guys these particular deck profiles. So, to start us off with the Trickstar deck, I am of course running on the monster lineup, the triple Candina, triple Lycoris, and that one Lilybell. You know, we already know the effects. We got Searcher, Burner, and Direct Damage. Now, Lilybell I've seen run at 2. Don't run it at 2 unless you're running that spamming scrub, you know, trying to stall your opponent version. I don't like that version. If you like playing that version, it's all kudos to you and all that. I just prefer the burn version. If you guys want me to try and build that deck, I'll be happy to build that deck for you guys. Just might take me a while because I did not really invest in trying to build that one. But I mean, this just works so well for me and I really hope you guys do like it. Now this deck is pretty budget from how I've been able to build it because I did not invest in a lot of hand traps like Ash Blossom and all that. I mean, Ash Blossom really does hurt your budget if you are willing to pay $300 for a playset. Go right ahead. I'm just not willing to at this point of time, so that's why I've been able to build this deck pretty budget. That's why I only need to run the triple Droll and Lockbird and that double Ghost, Ogre and Snow Rabbit for this deck really to work, because half the time I'm always just burning straight away. And Droll and Lockbird is just, it locks down my opponent, it stops them for a short period of time, and it's just really nice to play. So this is definitely one to pick up, and it is getting reprinted, so definitely pick it up. And with Ghost Ogre, I've seen this run at 3. Personally, when I went to my last tournament, I came in 2nd place, and I did not even need to use Ghost Ogre, so I didn't rely on it. So that's why I bumped it back down to 2. And the fact that Max C is no longer played in this deck didn't hurt it either. I mean, I wasn't even using Max C when it was limited. I mean, I was using it in the deck, but I didn't use it a lot in plays. So, I mean, the fact that it got banned now did not hurt the deck, and in fact, it actually helped it because people couldn't use it against you when you went for your light stage plays. Although, I mean, that was the one thing that did hurt it a little bit, because it stopped them from drawing, but at the same time, you do want them to draw, so it depended on your opponent. But then moving on from that, of course, we've got the spell lineup, which of course I am running the triple light stage, triples terraforming to search for light stage, triple chain summoning because the play is just absolutely insane. As long as you've got access to a Candina and Lycoris, chain summoning can really help you out. Triple Dark Room of Nightmare because the burn is just absolutely better. I mean, just by them drawing one card, if you've got light stage and Lycoris on the field, that's 1,000 damage right there. And I will show you guys a combo at the very end of this video with chain summoning and all that. That really is just a spicy OTK. Then we've got the double pot of desires for that draw power, and for the one-offs I've got the one Regeki, one Dark Hole for border wipe, and because it's off the ban list, that one Monster Reborn. That's right, we got Monster Reborn. So get out your shoebox wherever you've been hiding it, pick one up if you can. I mean, seriously, put it in every single deck you have until we no longer can run it, because who knows how long Konami's going to keep it off the limited list, or, you know, from it being banned and all that. But then moving on from that, we've got the trap lineup. Now I'm just running triple Reincarnation, double Disturbance Strategy, and double Present card. Because I'm running the burn version, this just works so much better. If my opponent tries to get rid of their entire hand, they don't normally expect present cards, so it's a really nice secret trap kind of thing for them, surprise and all that. Disturbance Strategy I like running at 2, it just works a lot better than it was at 3. You can run this at 3 if you don't have some of the other cards like Solemn Judgment and all that. But, I mean, this play just works really nice and I can always get the burns. And then for my Solemn lineup, I've got the double Solemn Strike, the one Solemn Warning, and the one Solemn Judgment. Because it's just absolutely nice to stop your opponent on their tracks. Even if you're unable to burn them completely, just by having those few cards can really help you out. So that's it for the main deck. Now moving on to the side deck. My side deck has not changed whatsoever. It's been really working for me, so I'm going to keep it at this until the time being changes. I mean, if that new Ghost, Ash, I can't remember the name of her, but the one that targets the graveyard and all that. When that comes out, if I'm able to get that, I would get that. But I mean, at the moment, I'm just running double DD Crow, double Honest, double Santa Claus. If you've got double Gamma CL, run that if you want, but I like Santa Claus because it makes the draw and all that. Triple Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. Once again, I want to thank my team, Dual Society X and Dark Magician 81. I'm going to keep on thanking them because they're the ones that helped me get that. Triple Cosmic Cyclone. And then triple Anti-Spell Fragrance. I'm super happy because they're all in the same rarity now. So that's it for the side. And I mean, if you're questioning any of these cards, feel free to comment down below and I'll be happy to talk about it more. But I mean, Anti-Spell Fragrance, I know Pendulum Magicians did get hit, and I know Spirals got hit, but they're still pretty contending, and Anti-Spell Fragrance works against pretty much so many different decks. I had to reverse a Noble Knights deck at my tournament. I didn't know what to use against them, but I had Anti-Spell Fragrance, and, you know, I remembered a tip from a mate, and I decided to put that in, and it really did help me. That's it for this side. Now moving on to the extra deck. Now, for my Ghost Reaper targets, I've got Spiral Double Helix until I get something different. I mean, Spiral Double Helix is the last contender in the Spiral deck, in my opinion, that you really got to worry about. They've had Last Resort limited, they've got Machine Duplication, Targets limited, so Spiral Double Helix is pretty much the last contender. That one Decode Talker, which I got out of the OTS pack. The one Totally Awesome, because I feel that Paleozoics might be coming back. Crystal Wing and Cypher Omega, because it does hurt the deck. ABC Dragon Buster, because ABC's making a comeback. I mean, if I had to say some of the meta decks at this point, it would be like ABC's, Totally Awesome, Steel Spirals, Pendulum Magicians, and this personal deck, in my opinion, which is Trickstars, or like pretty much most Pendulum decks can be classified as going into the meta if you can play them right with Electromite. But then for the ones they actually play, I'm running that one Trickstar Holy Angel, one Catbat, one Silent Monarch, one Castell, because these two just get rid of problems, one Super Quantal Mech Beast, one Acid Golem, Nightmare Shark, the Phantom Knights of Breaksword, and Granosaurus. Now, if you don't have like all these Ghost Reaper targets, don't worry about it, don't worry about that part. If you really want to go budget, I'm going to give you guys some tips right now. And because this is pretty much the end of the deck profile portion, I just want to give you guys some tips. If you're unable to get like Phantom Knights, like all these cards, that saves you money just by not having them. If you're unable to get, you know, Solemn Judgment, just put in Disturbance Strategy or something else. Dark Hole, you know, if you don't have access to Regeki, then put in Disturbance Strategy. If you don't have access to a lot of the other cards, put in some more hand traps like Ghost Trigger and all that. It depends on what you're able to get. But with the extra deck, you know, just the main ones that I suggest getting is pretty much just these, like just those four really, because I mean, in my tournament I only used these three, but if I wanted to get rid of something, I would get this out. And if they had something super powerful, yeah, Acid Golem can help. But these two are problematic of like, you know, you want to get them at the very end, but if you're unable to get them, don't worry about it. Primarily, you want to get these three. So that's it for the deck profile portion of this video. Now it's time to get onto some combo videos before I finish up. So here we go with that. Okay, so here we go with the combos now. I'm going to be showing you guys a 5-card, then a 4-card, and then a 3-card combo. So with the first combo, you need these 5 cards, which is Trickstar Reincarnation, Trickstar Lycris, another Reincarnation, Light Stage, and Candina. Now, as long as you've got these 5 cards, you can get these 5 cards through anything. You could go, you know what, Light Stage and all that. You'd go Light Stage, search for a Candina. You know, even if you didn't have Light Stage, but you had Terraforming or something like that, as long as these are your 5 cards in the long run, then you can win the game. Now, to up this sample a little bit, let's say you've got those 6 cards and that 6th card was present card, you could still win the game, but for the time being, I'm just going to be showing you these combos that are primarily you want to be going first to be using. So with the first combo, you activate Light Stage and you go to search for your Lycris. So now you've got 2 Lycruses in your hand. You summon your Candina, you activate Candina's effect, search for reincarnation, bounce back Candina, to special summon both your Lycruses, and then set your reincarnations so that when your opponent's turn starts, that's the end of the game for them. You just activate those 3 reincarnations and that deals them the 8,000 damage plus that they need, that you need for them to lose the game. So that's it for the first combo. Now with the second combo, I'm going to be going through these pretty quickly. This is the 4-card combo. You need a Lycrus, Light Stage, Dark Room of Nightmare, and Chain Summoning. Now once again, if you didn't have Lycrus but you had a double Light Stage, that's perfectly fine. As long as you've got access to most of these cards through other cards, that's why this deck works really well, you'll be able to win. So first you activate your Light Stage and you go for your Candina. Then you summon your Candina, effect, chain it with your Lycrus in your hand, and then you chain summoning. So now that resolves and you get to special summon your Lycrus and do additional summons this turn. So you go ahead and first, of course, off your Candina, you search for a reincarnation. Then you summon your Candina, effect, search for a Lycrus, bounce back Candina, and then summon your Candina once more time to search for the second reincarnation. So then you set those 2 cards face down of your reincarnation and your Dark Room, and you activate your Dark Room of Nightmare. Now with this, there is a lot of chain burning that is happening because you've got Dark Room of Nightmare, and you've got to chain it at the right point of time. So as soon as their turn starts, and you've got to make sure you've got your calculator in hand, just to make sure you don't miss anything. As soon as their turn starts, you've got Lycrus and Lycrus. Now Light Stage's effect does an extra 200 per Lycrus, that's 400 you got to keep in mind. Lycrus, that's 200, so that's already 400 per Lycrus. And then you've got Dark Room of Nightmare, which does an extra 300 per effect damage, so that's 1000 just off 1 Lycrus. So let's do it together. You know, got the calculator right here, minusing 2000 because of both Lycruses. Then you activate both your reincarnations, and this is where it gets kind of confusing for most people, but just do it in together. That's 12 per Lycrus, of course, so that's just 48. I'm doing it this way. I mean, you can do it like take it step by step, but this way is pretty easy. So you've got 2000 minus your 12, so that's 24. I'm just going to be doing it per the Lycrus, and then I'll do the other one. But you've got 24 minus the 200 of Lycrus, but you've done it twice, that's actually 400. And then you've got Dark Room of Nightmare, which is an additional 900. So that brings them down to 2300, and then of course that's just off 1 Lycrus, and you do the other one, that's complete game. So that's the 4-card combo. It's pretty spicy and pretty fun to do, especially because of Dark Room of Nightmare. That's why I love running this card. It does that extra bit of damage that you need, and it really does help you win the game. Now for this last combo, we're going to be using 3 cards. We need Chain Summoning, Lycrus, and a Light Stage, or really access to, a Candina, or, either way. Well, actually, what you want is definitely the Light Stage, and access to it by either using Terraforming in that. But with this, you go activate that Light Stage, you search for your Trickstar Candina, and you do the whole Chain Summoning play. Now when that resolves, with Candina, you search for 1 Reincarnation, you summon her again, you search for Lycrus, bounce her back, and then for your final summon, you search for another Reincarnation. Now, this is where, if you've got Dark Room of Nightmare, it does that extra damage that you need for it to be game over for them. But because we don't have that, this is the, if you didn't have that, you would be going Trickstar Reincarnation, and once again, using the calculator and all that, you bring them down pretty much, you bring them down pretty low. You go 800 off by both Lycruses, then you've got 24 off both the Reincarnations, and then minus the Light Stage, which is another 400. So that brings them down to 2,000 life points. Now I know this isn't an OTK, but this is where you would have to, you know, stall for your next turn. Now let's say they destroy your entire field, everything's gone, like even your light stages is gone. Regardless of what you draw, hell, I just draw Candina and I would go for a few things, but that doesn't really matter because I've still got Reincarnation, and this is where Reincarnation's effect is so nice. You can banish it to special summon any Trickstar card in your graveyard. So you special summon one Trickstar Lycoris, then you special summon another. You overlay into your Nightmare Shark, use Nightmare Shark's attack ability, attack directly with that 2000, and that's game. It's literally as simple as that, and that's why this deck is just so much fun to play. And I really hope you guys did enjoy these few combo tips at the very end of these videos. If you do want to see more of this, feel free to comment down below. Of course, I'll be happy to continue to do this. And of course, as always, if there is any other deck profiles that you guys want me to make, or just anything Yu-Gi-Oh related, I'll be happy to make it if I'm able to make it. But of course, till then, until the next one, that ends it for me, the Joker, and I'll see you next time, everybody.